Soft, gentle music begins, with the sound of crickets chirping softly. Hello, little dreamers, and welcome. Are you tucked in and cozy? Good. Tonight, we're going on a magical adventure with a very special friend. This is the story of the little bear and the falling star. Once upon a time, in a big, quiet forest, lived a little bear named Benny. Benny had soft, fuzzy brown fur, a cute button nose, and the kindest heart in the whole wide world. One chilly night, as the moon cast a silvery glow over the treetops, Benny was getting ready for bed. He peeked out his window one last time to say goodnight to the sky. The stars were twinkling like tiny diamonds scattered on dark velvet. Suddenly, he saw something amazing. A single, brilliant star streaked across the darkness. It zipped past the moon, leaving a trail of shimmering dust, and then, whoosh, it fell right out of the sky, disappearing behind the distant, rolling hills. Benny's eyes grew wide. "Oh no!" he gasped, his little voice filled with concern. "That poor star. It must be lost or maybe even hurt. I have to go and help it." Without a second thought, Benny put on his favorite little scarf, grabbed his tiny lantern, and tiptoed out of his cozy bear den. His adventure was about to begin. The night air was crisp and cool. Benny's paws made soft crunching sounds on the fallen leaves as he walked. His lantern cast a warm, golden circle of light around him, making the shadows dance. First, he had to cross the whispering meadow. Tall blades of grass, wet with dew, tickled his nose. Fireflies blinked on and off, like tiny floating lanterns guiding his way. "Hello, fireflies," Benny whispered. "Have you seen a fallen star?" The fireflies just blinked back, continuing their silent, sparkling dance. Benny smiled and continued on his journey, his heart full of determination. After the meadow came the gurgling river. The water shimmered under the moonlight, flowing gently over smooth, gray stones. There was no bridge, but Benny wasn't worried. He was a clever little bear. He found a big, sturdy log that had fallen across the water. Carefully, he placed one paw, then another, balancing himself as he walked across. The river gurgled a soft, sleepy song below him. "Don't you worry, little star," Benny called out to the night. "I'm coming to find you." He felt brave and strong, knowing he was on a very important mission. Finally, on the other side of the river, stood the sleepy hills. They were big and round, like giant, slumbering animals covered in a blanket of soft, dark grass. Benny took a deep breath and started to climb. It was a bit steep, and his little legs started to feel tired. "Phew," he panted, stopping for a moment to catch his breath. He looked back and saw his cozy home far, far away. But then he looked up at the sky, at all the other stars twinkling down at him, and he remembered his mission. He thought of the poor, lost star, and a new wave of energy filled him. He kept climbing, up, 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 until he finally reached the very top of the tallest hill. And there it was. Nestled in a patch of the softest, greenest grass was a tiny, glowing object. It wasn't a big, fiery ball like Benny had imagined. It was small, delicate, and pulsed with a gentle, warm light. It was the fallen star. It looked a little sad, and its light flickered faintly. Benny approached it very slowly so as not to frighten it. "Hello," he said softly. "Are you okay?" The little star glowed a little brighter in response. "Oh, you poor thing," Benny whispered, his heart melting with sympathy. "You must be so far from home. Don't worry, little one. I'm here now. I'll keep you safe." He gently scooped the tiny star into his paws. It was surprisingly light, and it felt warm, like a sunbeam captured in his hands. The star pulsed with a soft, comforting warmth that spread through Benny's fur and all the way to his toes. He sat down in the grass and cuddled the star close, rocking it gently as if it were a baby. The warmth and the gentle light made Benny feel very, very sleepy. His eyelids started to feel heavy. Just as he was about to drift off, he heard a tiny, tinkling voice, like the sound of little bells, whispering in his mind. "Thank you, brave Benny," the star seemed to say. "You are so kind. Your warmth has given me strength. Now, close your eyes, and I will shine for you in your dreams." Benny snuggled down into the soft grass, the star glowing peacefully beside him. The world seemed to fade away into a gentle hum. He felt safer and cozier than he had ever felt before. With the little star nestled by his side, Benny the bear drifted into the deepest, sweetest, most wonderful sleep he had ever known. He dreamed of flying through the night sky, dancing with constellations, and sliding down the Milky Way. When the first rays of the morning sun touched the hill, Benny slowly woke up. He stretched his little arms and yawned a big bear yawn. He looked down at his paws, expecting to see the little star, but it was gone. For a moment, he felt a pang of sadness. But then, he looked up at the pale morning sky. And there, just beginning to fade with the dawn, was a single star. It was his star. It was shining more brightly and brilliantly than all the others, twinkling with a special kind of joy. It seemed to wink at him, a silent thank you and goodbye. Benny knew the star was back home, safe in the sky, and he knew that every night when he looked out his window, that one special star would be twinkling just for him, its little bear friend, forever. Benny smiled, his heart full. He trotted back down the hill, across the gurgling river, and through the whispering meadow, arriving home just as the forest was waking up. He snuggled into his own warm bed for a little morning nap, feeling happy and proud. He had been brave, he had been kind, and he had made a friend in the sky. And so, my little dreamers, whenever you see a star that seems to twinkle a little brighter than the rest, maybe, just maybe, it's waving goodnight to a kind little bear. And to you. Thank you for joining me on this starry adventure. I hope you enjoyed our story. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to follow our channel for more cozy bedtime stories. Now, close your eyes, have the sweetest of dreams, and we'll see you next time. Good night.